Hi, this is Cy Thompson, laser sailor for Team ISV, and you're listening to VIOC in action.
Hey, this is Clayton Lawrence, the super heavyweight boxer for Team ISV, and you're listening to VIOC in action.
This is your high hurdle specialist, Eddie Lovett, for Team VI, and you're tuned in to VIOC in action.
Greetings and welcome to VIOC in action, and this is your host, Athniel Bobby Thomas. We're going to have a strictly informational show today as we discuss all things VIOC, IOC, anything is fair game, all sports. As you know, President of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, Angel Chico Morales, is in serious support of all sports, as he totally wants to see the entire community into sports for all. That is what it's about. It's about getting everyone active, getting your sport out there, getting it represented. So, sports for all, absolutely the mission, the goal of the VIOC, to get everyone active, get everyone willing, wanting to participate in sports. As you know, Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, that's what we are about. For the most part, it's sports, and then more sports. So we are here today. It's going to be lots of information, all kinds of angles we're going to come from today. And one of the items we're going to have is a bit about one of our many regattas that we have upcoming, to get you a little bit of information on that. But let's go back to the basics. And one of the basics we want all of our listeners, anyone that's interested in any way, in finding out what's going on with the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, is that we want you to visit our social media sites and just stay informed as to what's going on. If you want to contact the VIOC, man, we make it easy. We have many ways for you to say, let me send this message, let me give them a call, let me talk to someone, let me find out some more information. We have the avenues for you, for sure. So, those of you who need to get more information, who need to stay informed with what's going on with the VIOC, you can always call the office during working hours, of course. Trust me, during working hours, our office manager is, I think she's one of the few people whose job description is to go to work and work miracles. So, when it comes time that the office hours ends, we allow her to wind down. So totally check us in the office during regular office hours. But during those hours, 340-719-8462. You want to call and give us some information or get some information from the office. That is the number to call, 340-719-8462. But if you want to send us an email to the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, you address it to NOC@VirginIslandsOlympics.org. That's NOC@VirginIslandsOlympics.org. Or you can go to the website www.VirginIslandsOlympics.org. VirginIslandsOlympics.org. Or check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Virgin Islands Olympics. That's Virgin Islands Olympics. And I stress the S because I don't want you to leave the S off. You will get an error for your message. So again, facebook.com/Virgin Islands Olympics. And those of you on Twitter, our handle there is Team ISV. Team ISV. That's to let you know Virgin Islands, that is our international designation there. Team ISV when it comes to the athletics. The started out trying to get you everyone wanted Team VI, but they go through different designation, a different language, and they end up with Team ISV. So we are going to run with that. And Team ISV, of course, as mentioned, all of the information you want, I gave you the website address. www.virginislandsolympics.org. And lots of information on the website. You can get information concerning membership, where it was established, the title, the headquarters of the organization. Lots of information there. And but before we go to the website, I in the last show, one of the shows before, I mentioned the fact that the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee celebrated their 50th anniversary just the other day. During that celebration, they definitely took some time to make acknowledgments and recognize three outstanding gentlemen. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about these young men. And I wish that these individuals, biographers, are standing by to, write down that amazing information they must have stored in their brain. Can you imagine someone like past President Hans Lewitz and his many years with the Olympic Committee, almost 40 years with the Olympic Committee, and it's just, the stuff that he could tell us, the evolution he has witnessed must be amazing. We have to get all of that written down. But right now, let me give you some words that were mentioned about the three honorees at the 50th anniversary banquet. And the three honorees were Edgar Iles, who was an honorary president, Hans Lewitz, also an honorary president, and Leonard W. Bonelli Sr., honorary treasurer. And I think these are life titles for these gentlemen. They do not ever have to worry about their place with the VIOC. They are locked in, and these are long-serving stalwarts when it comes to International Olympic Committee. They are recognized across the globe just by their name. So let me give you a little bit of information that we have on each. As it refers to Edgar Iles, the honorary president, Senator Iles, an avid sportsman, was a Virgin Islands delegate for boxing during the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich, Germany, where he watched a local Virgin Islander, Sugar Ray Seals, win a gold medal in boxing, and Paul Hoffman won a silver medal in rowing as members of Team USA. Very important. Virgin Islanders represented Team USA back in 1972. But in 1976, Mr. Iles became president of the VIOC and served in that capacity until 1996. During his tenure, member federations increased from 8 to over 20. He was a strong advocate for the territory's athletes and their needs, and was a mentor to many. Honorary President Edgar Iles received the Pan American Olympic Award in 2005 for his years of service to the Olympic movement. That's Edgar Iles, and he was recognized as Honorary President at the VIOC's 50th anniversary banquet. Also recognized on that evening, Mr. Hans Lowetz, also with the title of Honorary President. And Honorary President Hans Lowetz has been associated with the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee for 40 years. 4 years as president of the Swimming Federation, 20 years as its Secretary General, and 16 years as its president. During that period, he was able to plan for and participate with our athletes and officials in 9 Summer Olympics, 5 Winter Olympics, 10 Pan American Games, and 11 Central American and Caribbean Games. He found great satisfaction in working with the 22 sport federations to provide better opportunities for our Virgin Islands athletes. Mr. Lowetz was also certified by the International Swimming Federation to officiate at the 1978 and 1982 World Championships and 1984 and the 1988 Olympics. In 1975, he was named Virgin Islands Sportsman and Horseman of the Year. And he, until 2015, served as treasurer of the Central American and Caribbean Sports Organization. As Mr. Hans Lowetz, also recognized as honorary president of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee's 50th anniversary banquet. And the third of these gentlemen that were present and that were honored is Mr. Leonard W. Bonelli Sr. And he is recognized as an honorary treasurer. And most of you who may know Leonard W. Bonelli Sr. but may not know him as that name, you might know him as Brother B, because Brother B first became involved with the Olympic Committee when the founding members, Calvin Whitley and Lionel Todman, asked him to be chef de mission at the 1972 Olympics in Munich, Germany. He continued in that position for the Olympics in Montreal, Los Angeles, Seoul, Barcelona, and Beijing. He first served as VIOC treasurer for President Edgar Iles and continued in that capacity until 2012. At the 35th anniversary banquet, he was awarded the IOC International Volunteer of the Decade. Not of the year, of the decade. That's the award he was given 15 years ago. That's Leonard W. Bonelli Sr. And as I said before, all three of these gentlemen, it's a small write-up here, but I'm sure they can publish volumes of very valuable information concerning the VIOC, concerning the Olympic movement. So it's a lot that we are able to get from these young men, and we hope that one day we'll be able to put that information down, whether on paper or some other form of media, video, audio, as they are just living treasure troves of information and knowledge. The honorees at the 50th anniversary banquet: Edgar M. Iles, honorary president Hans Lowetz, honorary president, and Leonard W. Bonelli, honorary treasurer. All of these gentlemen have been involved at least since 1972 and have served the community, Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, and the International Olympic Committee with distinction. And I ain't no slouch, I know who I had in my presence. And that evening, you better believe I sought out the signatures from each of these gentlemen, as I know these legends in the Virgin Islands. One day their stories will be told, and I can break out my souvenir copy of the anniversary banquet booklet and show off these signatures of these distinguished gentlemen. Totally, I was a big Olympic geek that evening as I sought out the signatures, not only of those gentlemen, but pretty much everyone who was present that had some type of involvement with the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee. And if there was a reason for me to have them sign my booklet, they sure enough did. So I was the biggest Olympic geek that evening. I have a very valuable booklet in my possession right now. But it is time for us to take a break here on VIOC in Action. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Tim Pitts, 2004 Olympic sailor for the Virgin Islands, sailing the laser class on VIOC in Action.
Hey, this is Sydney Paul, member of the Virgin Islands National Bowling Team, and you're listening to VIOC in Action.
This is Dr. Jerry Smith, physical therapist with the VI Olympic Committee. To unleash the elite athlete in you, the key ingredients are good nutrition, hard work, and dedication. Give yourself what you need to get in and stay in the game. Tune into VIOC in Action for tips and fun activities to unleash the elite athlete in you.
Hi, this is Peter Holmberg, silver medalist for the Virgin Islands in 1988, and you're listening to VIOC in Action.
Peter William Holmberg was born on October 4th, 1960 on St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He and older brother John were introduced to the sport of sailing at ages 4 and 6 respectively by their parents Richard and Louise Holmberg. Richard was based on St. Thomas while serving on the submarines in the Navy and returned on his honeymoon never to leave. Both Richard and Louise went on to become great sailors, Richard competing in the 1972 Olympics and Louise winning the Sunfish Worlds. The waters of the Virgin Islands became Peter's playground, and he was soon competing in local races at the newly formed St. Thomas Yacht Club. By the age of 9, he was competing in national events, capped by a third-place finish in the Sunfish World Championship at the age of 16. He attended St. Peter and Paul Catholic School, then pursued a non-traditional path toward his Charlotte Amalie High School diploma via high school classes, night courses, College of the Virgin Islands, and GED studies. Holmberg then transferred to California's Santa Rosa Junior College, continued on to Cabrillo College in Santa Cruz, and finally Sonoma State University, where he competed on the university's sailing team and graduated with a BA degree in management. Returning to St. Thomas, Holmberg set his sights on the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, California. While working as a sailmaker to make ends meet, he chose a single-handed fin class and trained locally for a year before raising enough cash to try and buy a fin and head to the States for the final year of training. He represented the Virgin Islands well, placing 11th among the 36 boat field. Encouraged by his initial success, Peter hatched a plan to campaign for the 1988 Olympics game in Busan, South Korea. His campaign, however, would benefit from better strategic planning, a longer fundraising period, and a 2-year training regimen. Peter traveled to South Korea a year prior to the games to compete in the pre-Olympics regatta. He finished 8th and acquired a wealth of knowledge about the event, supplied boats, and challenging conditions of Busan. Peter's reconnaissance mission spurred 2 key decisions: to purchase a Korean-made Hyundai fin and to train in the waters of the Virgin Islands, which best replicated the rough sailing conditions of South Korea. Holmberg's strategy worked. At age 27, Peter won silver medal at the 24th Olympic Games, the first Olympic medal ever won by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Following this Olympic success, Peter became the team helmsman and helped Matador 2 win the 1990 Maxi World Championship. In 1992, Peter ventured into match racing and built a team of Virgin Islanders to compete in the international circuit. He began as an unranked skipper competing with the wild card slots, but moved up quickly in the world, and by 1999 he was ranked number 3 in the world. Peter reached the pinnacle of match racing in number 1 world ranking when he won the 2001-2002 Swedish Match Tour Championship with an impressive run that included victories in the Bermuda Gold Cup, Steinlager Line 7 Cup, and Congressional Cup. In 1996, Peter formed the Virgin Islands America's Cup Challenge, a syndicate later calling itself Team Caribbean that would quest for the 2000 America's Cup in Auckland, New Zealand. The syndicate united the people of the Virgin Islands and raised an astounding $5 million towards the budget. But unable to secure the necessary amount of deadline to start boat construction, the team opted to merge with Team Dennis Connor in January 1999. Peter transitioned to the afterguard of Stars and Stripes competing in the 2000 America's Cup Challenge Selection Series, where Team Dennis Connor ultimately finished third. Peter then joined Oracle B&W team as helmsman for the 2003 America's Cup. After 3 years of boat development and training, Oracle finished a close second in the Louis Vuitton Challenger Series. Late in 2003, Peter accepted an offer from the 2003 America's Cup winner, Alinghi of Switzerland, to join the Defender as a helmsman. Then followed 3 years of intensive training and boat development in Europe, where in the contest that followed, Alinghi defeated Emirates Team New Zealand 5-2 in the final and successfully defended the 2007 America's Cup in Valencia, Spain. Following that remarkable victory, Peter returned home to the Virgin Islands, a master helmsman now capable of achieving perfect balance on any boat. Peter sought the same sense of equilibrium in his personal life, and he found it perched on the deck of his tropical home in the same island where his journey to the pinnacle of sailing had begun decades before. Peter now bases himself on St. Thomas and offers professional sailing, consulting, and speaking services to clients worldwide. VIOC Moment in History, Peter Holmberg. As a VIOC moment in history, and we wonder, when are we going to add some more history as far as Olympic hardware? You know, our numbers are going down when it comes to athletes, and that's why we are having efforts like VIOC in action to raise awareness and bring the interest back into the games. We have had Olympic Games where our athlete counts were in the 20s. Now we 2016 in Rio, we had 7 athletes. And I guarantee you one thing, Virgin Islands is still loaded with athletic talent. It's just got to get them out, got to get them active. Big push in all federations to get our athletes back out there, to get even our youngsters, get them participating in what's going on. And, you know, there may be a few parents out there who have no idea as to what delegations that the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee has associated with it as far as federation. And concerning sports, the active sports that participate in VIOC event, currently we have archery. We also have athletics, and athletics, as everyone knows, is track and field. We have basketball, boxing, cycling, equestrian, fencing, golf, judo, sailing, shooting, soccer, swimming, taekwondo, tennis, triathlon, volleyball, and wrestling. And the interest is there. We want everyone participating in whatever events you have. We want you to grow and develop your federation, your sport, so we could have more Virgin Islanders competing internationally. Some of the non-active VI sports, we have badminton, canoe and kayak, diving, gymnastics, handball, hockey. Hockey? I didn't know that one. Modern pentathlon, rowing, rugby union, synchronized swimming, table tennis, water polo, and weightlifting. And I'm sure some of these delegations, these federations, go in and out as far as activity is concerned, but we need to get them going. We need to get everyone active and everyone participating. And as a matter of fact, we also have winter sports and some of the different winter events that we have going on. We have the bobsled, we have luge, we have skeleton, alpine skiing, biathlon, cross-country skiing. That must be a workout. Curling. Curling? I didn't know that. Figure skating, freestyle skiing, ice hockey, Nordic combined, short track skating, ski jumping, snowboard, and speed skating. I'm trying to see where I could stick myself in here. Nope, none. And as you know, for the past couple of years, I think it's about 2 or 3 games, they decided that certain sports were not going to be allowed to participate in the Olympics, and namely the diamond sports of baseball and softball. Those were taken out. And I know the Virgin Islands, we have a very active bowling federation. That too was removed recently. And the push is on to get it back. We also have a chess federation. And we would like to see some Virgin Islanders compete and bring home some hardware in chess and all. We also have university sports that, has the ability to connect with many, many students, as that is pretty much the age group where a lot of people find themselves active. But the federations are there, and we are hoping that we can get our numbers just all over. Let's get our numbers up. Let us participate in sports for all. There's a lot that we can do. The push is on to get everyone active and get everyone involved. Those youngsters you have sitting around, big, tall, strapping men playing video games, let's get them active. Let's get them out there. Let's get them doing stuff that we know will be able to move not just the VIOC forward, but the Virgin Islands itself, as you know. And this is trying to find out what exactly this phrase came from. It's a very powerful phrase. And let me see if I can directly find where this quote came from. But if not, I'm going to give it to you anyhow. It's a really nice quote. Definitely representing what the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee stands for. So, here we go. I don't know the origin of it. But, nonetheless, Citius, Altius, Fortius. You want to know what language I'm speaking, right? Because I don't even know myself. Citius, Altius, Fortius. That translates into faster, higher, stronger. Citius, Altius, Fortius. Faster, higher, stronger. And this leads to the aim and purpose of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee is to develop and protect the Olympic movement and its high ideals throughout the Virgin Islands in accordance with the Olympic Charter. We undertake to participate in actions to promote peace and to promote women in sport. We also undertake to support and encourage the promotion of sports ethics, to fight against doping, and to demonstrate a responsible concern for environmental issues. Those powerful words were printed on the inside portion of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee 50th anniversary banquet. So that must be a combination of mission values and everything else concerning the VIOC. And like I said, it's a very powerful moving phrase that we will take and move forward with, as you heard. Citius, Altius, Fortius, faster, higher, stronger. With that, it is time for our final break here on VIOC in action, and we're going to take our final break and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Katie Tannenbaum, skeleton racer for Team ISV, and you are listening to VIOC in action.
This is Mr. One Time for the One Time, Leon Hunt, long jump record holder for Team VI. Thank you for logging on to VIOC in action.
Hi, this is Adrian Durant, coach for the VI National Track and Field Team. Set your goals and work hard to achieve them. Believe in yourself, and anything is possible. Tune into VIOC in action to learn how you can take your game to the next level. And remember, if it's to be, it's up to me.
Hey, well, it's time now for VIOC Moment in History. In 1966, several sports-minded citizens of the Virgin Islands agreed that something had to be done to provide our athletes with a better chance to compete on the international level. The first requirement was to affiliate at least 5 sports to their respective international federations by convincing these international federations that their sports were active in the Virgin Islands and that our athletes could compete on a regional level. 6 sports affiliated: track and field, yachting, weightlifting, basketball, fencing, and volleyball. As a result of a major lobbying effort to the International Olympic Committee, the Virgin Islands was granted permission to participate on a trial basis in the 1966 San Juan Central American and Caribbean Games. Despite many difficulties, Carl Plaskett, Ivan David, Listen Sproul, Rudy Thompson, and John Hamber won medals. As a result, the Virgin Islands was granted full membership status in the International Olympic Committee. The Virgin Islands Olympic Committee was built on that auspicious beginning, and with the exception of the boycotted 1980 Olympics in Moscow, has sent a team to every Central American and Caribbean, Pan American, and Olympic competition since 1966. The Virgin Islands Olympic Committee's first Olympic medal was won in 1988 at the Seoul Olympics. The VIOC has grown from its original 6 federations now to 22. Virgin Islands is extremely grateful to the VIOC founders, Calvin Whitley, Julio Francis Edwards, Vern Colwood, Len Stein, Tracy Jackal, for having the foresight, courage, stamina, and determination to bring the Virgin Islands into the Olympic arena. This is your VIOC Moment in History. Another VIOC moment in history there, telling you about our humble beginnings. And as mentioned before, you can go on internet and check out the information on the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee at www.virginislandsolympics.org. And I can give you just a little feel as for one of the very important new additions to the operations of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, and it is their Olympic Academy. And it's not a physical structure. You're not going to be sent in line for registration and pay a fee to enter this academy. The academy is just a movement towards getting knowledge, information across the spectrum when it comes to the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee and anyone remotely involved or interested. We want to get you informed. So the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy, the vision for sure is to provide Virgin Islanders with an understanding of the Olympic movement while teaching lifelong positive Olympic values learned through participation in sport. Values. The Virgin Islands Olympic Academy believes in embracing the value of education, promoting the value of sport, and committing to a learning culture that encompasses both the mental and physical well-being. The mission of the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy is dedicated to educating Virgin Islanders about the benefits of the Olympic movement through the delivery of comprehensive educational and sports programs. The objective is to develop 7 Olympic solidarity programs used for the promotion of the Olympic values. These 7 programs would consist of the following: Sports for All, International Olympic Academy, Sport and the Environment, Women in Sport, National Olympic Committee Legacy, Culture and Education, and Sports and Medicine. Some of the programs that are listed under the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy, as mentioned, Sport for All. This includes Olympic Day programs that will continue to take place throughout the Virgin Islands. And every year on June 23rd, of course, is Olympic Day. And that will consist of Olympism presentations and or demonstrations somewhere. And when it comes to the Olympics, there's going to be some sort of run involved, some sort of race, or just a run to bring awareness to sport for all. Also in the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy, some of its programs include the International Olympic Academy. And with this, there's an application and selection process to attend the International Olympic Academy. Most recently, we sent 2 members there, Sidney Paul and Leon Hunt, in 2016. So I think it's an annual thing. So if you are interested in keeping this movement going, we'll send you to Greece, get you exposed, get you educated as to how this thing is, the value of Olympic and everything that surrounds it. So check out the Olympic Academy, go through the application and selection process to attend the International Olympic Academy. There will be sessions while at the same time maximizing the number of people who get to participate. Another segment, another one of the programs for the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy includes culture and education. And this very sure is part of that, as radio programs that promote the values of sport. This program will highlight local athletes, health benefits from sport, local sports trivia, and relevant Olympism topics leading up to the Olympic Games. And it's a continual cycle. Whereas one Olympic game just ended, the process was long begun towards getting ready for the next Olympic Games in 2020 in Tokyo. Also very important is Women in Sport. That's one of the programs under Virgin Islands Olympic Academy. And in Women in Sport, we are bringing the awareness. Hopefully we have seminars that focus on getting more women involved in sport, either as an athlete or involved in sports administration. And if it's one thing that was one lesson that was learned this year, actually not learned, but continued this year, is that even though you have the elite performers, those athletes participating in the Olympic Games, they are surrounded by a network of people that make things happen. They need that administration. They need those people, that support system behind of them that would allow them to train and prepare and get ready, be healthy, exercise, train some more, compete, train, and then train some more. And part of that network, there's a lot of men involved, but there's a lot of women as well. And the goal of the Olympic Academy, including women in sports, absolutely we want more women athletes. But if you are not interested in participating in that aspect, hey, we can use you in administration. As I mentioned early in the show, how overwhelming it is for our one amazing solo soldier in the office, our office manager for the VIOC, Mrs. Brigitte Berry. She could probably have a little bit of assistance when there are other sports. The federations has someone organizing and making things happen the way she does. So spread out. There's lots to do. All the federations could always need help. Get your information forward. One of the key things we want to do is promote your event here on VIOC in action. So totally want to make sure that all information gets out there. And a lot of people don't know is that we have every day, improvements in 100-year-old activities. So it's a lot to get involved in and make sure that you are there to take part and help out. As mentioned, the women in sport. Just help us out. More athletes and more in administration. Also, one of the programs for the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy, the NOC Legacy. And this attempt will try to acquire Virgin Islands sports memorabilia from Virgin Islands Olympic Committee and Virgin Islands athletes, develop sports library and or sport research center based on a feasibility study. So if you or your family members have that type of information out there, the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy really wants to make sure it's very well preserved. So make contact with the office and let's expand on the NOC Legacy. And a lot of focus in recent years has fallen on doping, and another program in the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy focuses on sports medicine and the anti-doping seminars for athletes and coaches using the World Anti-Doping Agency designed programs. And of course, here in the territory, we don't have too many athletes that deal with any advanced medicines or anything like that when it comes to competing, as we are naturally blessed. And what happens is when that natural talent comes head on with the stresses, the pressures, the pains, and the soreness, the recovery effort is probably the most singular aspect where athletes get in trouble in trying to recover too quickly or recover through a miracle. And anti-doping is aware of that. So we're trying to keep our athletes living long beyond their competing years, because a lot of the bad drugs taken for enhancement, oh man, they take a toll on one's body. Finally, one of the programs here for the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy is sport and the environment. Now, our part that we do with the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee through its Virgin Islands Olympic Academy is we would conduct beach cleanups throughout the territory, showing Virgin Islands athletes and sports federation actively participating in and caring for the environment. And, it is totally something our athletes appreciate like you would not believe. You send them somewhere else for them to train for years at a time, and when they have the opportunity to come home and they see how beautiful a place it is, our athletes absolutely want to make every effort to keep the Virgin Islands just as beautiful as it is, and especially as an athlete, they do not want any negative impact from their sport, from their federation in harming our environment. So that is a quick look at the Virgin Islands Olympic Academy and its program. So don't forget, if you need to contact us at the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, work hours, give us a call at 340-719-8462 or send us an email at noc@virginislandsolympics.org. You can visit our website at www.virginislandsolympics.org or visit us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Virgin Islands Olympics. And you can hit us up on Twitter at Team ISV. So lots of ways to keep in contact with us, to inform us, get informed from us. Let us know that you are there and you want to help out the movement of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee. So for this edition of VIOC in Action, this has been Athniel Bobby Thomas. I'll see you next week.
Hey, this is Lynn Reed, Secretary General of the Virgin Islands Olympic Committee. Wanted to thank you for listening to VIOC in Action.
This is Angel Chico Morales, President of the Virgin Islands